And welcome back to This and That. In 2005, the McDonald's began their missionary journey in eastern Ukraine, helping thousands of youth. After recently being forced to evacuate, they, along with Brainerd Baptist Church, seek to still help those impacted by the escalating war.
I came to Chattanooga with the Army, and here at Brainerd Baptist Church, where I became a member, an organization that does work in the city of Lugansk, in the far eastern part of Ukraine. They asked me to go on a mission trip with them, and this was in 2003. I went to on this mission trip, and I fell in love with Ukraine, but I especially fell in love with Lugansk. I knew that God was calling me to leave the Army. It was time to retire and now go to a different direction, and that was to go to Lugansk as a missionary. But we did a lot of different activities. For example, our largest activity was our eyeglass clinics, and we traveled throughout the Donetsk and the Lugansk provinces, and we set up eyeglass clinics in different churches, maybe in different venues, and we had the locals would come through our churches, through invitations of our church would come, we'd check their eyes, we would give away free eyeglasses. In a period of 6 years, we gave almost 40,000 pairs of eyeglasses for free to Ukrainians. Life was really good. Life was very full for us. Life was very busy for us in ministry and our relationship with other people, and it became very complicated quickly. In about the 1st of April of 2014, the separatists, terrorists, whatever you want to call them, started taking over Donetsk, started taking over Lugansk, the cities, the big cities of these two provinces. They started moving out into the counties, what we call counties, and started taking over there. The Ukrainians were becoming very nervous about the situation, but we knew that we were getting close to a very dangerous point, and that it was time that we needed to leave. And
one of the biggest questions, though, in a country that's torn as it is now, how is this money going to be used and become sustainable?
It's a good question, and not a hard question to answer. First of all, we need to understand that although there are almost 8 million people affected by this war, it's located in a very, very small part of Ukraine. And many of the people, the churches with whom we had relationships, strong and very close working relationships, and while we were in Ukraine, are still functioning. We are helping through them, helping people that are suffering, helping those that have been displaced from their homes. And we are relying on them, with our coordination from here, we're relying on them to do the ministry work and to do the help that is needed.
How are you still wanting to help, and how can people help those folks that are in Ukraine, and why?
Well, Brian, you know, just because you leave a country doesn't mean your love for the people and love for the country stops. And your ministry, often, and unfortunately, many ministries stop when a person leaves the country, and ours has continued. The need is tremendous now, much bigger than it was even while we were there, in the sense that there's a lot of suffering. People have lost their jobs, have lost their savings, have lost their homes, have lost everything. We are in a position here to help them. And we don't need huge donations. What we need is small donations from a lot of people. The world today may not be the world of tomorrow. And I think more than anything else, within in the context of the tragedy, we want our kids to understand that we still have a purpose, and that tragedy doesn't, make us sit on our hands and cry and not do anything, but tragedy also causes us to step up and to do that which is appropriate and which is right thing to do, and that is help those that need help. I mean, we did it there, we need to do it here.
And we certainly appreciate what the McDonough family has done over the years. And they're here in Chattanooga now because they are forced to because of the war, but they do plan to go back because they do consider the Ukraine their second home. Folks, if you're interested in helping out and giving, just a couple bucks can go a long way. You can do so online by going to trailblazersinternational.com. You can also do it by check and help support the family with Brainerd Baptist Church. They are located at 300 Brookfield Drive in Chattanooga, 37411.